I want to know what's going on with your current relationship status, what your dating life is looking like, your love life, what it'll look like in the next month or so, what August has coming in for you in all forms of love. So you actually, funnily enough, have visualized abundance in all forms, which it's fucking awesome. God gave you such a great spiritual power that everything you visualize eventually becomes reality. Hold steady a vision of that which is beautiful, helpful, positive, and filled with blessings, and that is what you will experience. Do we? Can I get one more? I want to get one more before I start talking. Suffering from a heartache or a toxic personal relationship. This is exactly what I needed to know. I was gonna say, well, are you coming out of a relationship? This came out in reverse, so I want to say that you've fully healed from a relationship that if in the past it caused you heartache, it's not something that you identify yourself with anymore. You don't walk in a room with that heartbreak. You don't walk into therapy and the first thing you talk about is that heartbreak. You actually have other things that, go on now. You don't have to just focus on that one part of your life that didn't go well. So this stone in specific, I'm not going to butcher the name, but it always seems like it's kind of like a blood clot or there's like blood on the stone. To me, that gives me the impression that there was a difficult time or there was, some sort of conflict. It's like bruising, an aftermath of like, obviously being like beat up or something like that. Not physical abuse because I do not channel for that type of stuff, but this in the past, this relationship would have caused you some physical pain. So whether that's insecurity or just like maybe you had a problematic attitude or you got depression, some sort of mental illness, something that stemmed from this. It is something that did fully affect you in the past, and that's why I say I don't feel like you identify with this anymore. It says that my dog's snoring if you hear her. This will help you connect to what the real you needs and helps you realize that you are allowing toxic energy and causing emotional harm. This stone will let go of that toxic energy. This did come out in reverse, so I'm going to take the meaning also in reverse that this isn't like you don't have to be doing the work to be getting rid of any other negative energy. You have successfully identified that and successfully moved yourself away from this energy. So if you resonated with the last reading, this one probably won't be for you because that one is about weeding out the individuals and things that don't serve you. This seems like someone who's come past that and who is now presenting themselves and identifying themselves differently. So I want to know how you're identifying yourself now with your love life, how you're identifying relationships in general. So you have the captain card, taking command and teamwork, which is also 2 lights here, which I don't typically get this idea, but I'm like seeing a lighthouse. So you could be feeling guided right now, or you could be somebody's guide. Somebody could be feeling guided to you, but we're going to find out a little bit more information because this is a duo card, and this could be 2 people or a mirrored dynamic that is feeling this way. So the orator, which I don't know why it doesn't say operator, but it just says the orator. I think that's how you say it. It's communication and confidence, which I think it should be the operator, but it's okay. It did come out in reverse. I want to get one more card just on what we're really deep diving into this communication, confidence in reverse. So I think I'm going to do an abundance card just to see. I also am getting like a little pain right here on my head, which I didn't have in the last reading. So you could be having some stress. I'm trying to remember what kind of stress it is right here. I think this might be a tension headache. So that could be like you're spending a lot of time on your phone or someone is spending a lot of time on their phone because I'm not feeling your energy attached with that. Your energy seems detached, but there seems to be something attached to your energy. So it's like you're a part of it. That's where I'm getting the lighthouse. It's like you're the lighthouse. You're not moving. You're not doing anything. You're just shining. And this boat is the thing moving. This boat is attached to your energy. This boat is the thing that cannot lose your light. Does that make sense? So you have Face Your Financial Fears coming out, which I don't typically take everything in financial form or in abundance of like money and career. But this in specific says when you are honest with yourself about your fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. And that's why I don't usually take the definitions as just financial, because it perfectly aligns with everything most of the time. They can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released their self-doubts. So with the communication and confidence coming out in reverse, and I was trying to clarify why, face your fears makes a lot of sense, because those insecurities that you have, or those deep-rooted trauma that may still be like unconsciously running or fueling your certain decisions, those are what I feel like has an impact on your confidence right now and your level of communication in general with anyone. So do I think you are detached from this past relationship? 100%. But I also think you are detached from relationships in general because of it. I'm seeing you now. It's like, yeah, there could be people who are like coming towards you, but you aren't budging. You are just the light. You are just the light for them. But I do feel like because you have those self doubts, and again, it says, be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light. You are the light. So, a lot of your fears are within you. I think they are like something that you don't recognize, because like I said, you do show up, like you don't attach yourself to this negativity anymore. But I think a part of you does without even recognizing it. Like a part of you just, you don't identify with it, but when it comes to going into another relationship, the priest in reverse, faith and perseverance, you don't have that sort of like hope or adrenaline or push or motivation to move towards a relationship and to see it, like in this card said, in like a successful light. Like doing that or putting yourself in that position actually just highlights a lot of those fears and insecurities. And I do think that because you are trying to show up in an energy where you're like so detached from that, or I keep saying detached, but detached from that energy, I think you're almost confusing yourself because you feel healed. And in my opinion, you are healed, but you're not. Oh, I want to say that it's like, I think you could just be disinterested, which doesn't mean that you're unhealed. Like, just because you're not dating or you're not like participating in dating, that doesn't mean like you're not healed. You know, you don't have to be putting yourself back out there, but for some reason you're not putting yourself back out there. And I think that this might be like your confidence level after everything has happened. It has been like silently affected here. You did have kunzite come out. The spiritual stone awakens unconditional love that is deep within the heart. Its high vibration connects you to a universal love that can only be felt in higher realms. You will feel no negativity, no pain, and a love that transcends space and reality as we know it. So this did come out in reverse. I do think that you don't have much faith in this sort of idea anymore, of a love that can transcend earth and time, that can align your heart and your, like, I think that you see it as kind of like mumbo jumbo. Like, it's like, what I think you show up like, I've detached myself from suffering. Why would I want to pretend like this stuff wouldn't cause me more suffering? So I think that's your, like, your motive is to protect yourself. Your motive is to keep yourself safe and to keep yourself away from people who could hurt you. I dropped that one. So you got this one. I'm not going to try to butcher it, but it's essentially about your hidden psychic abilities. I talk about this card a lot. It talks about how you have psychic abilities that you no longer access. It also helps you protect your mind, especially during channeling and meditation. And it creates like a kind of like a strong psychic protection shell around you. So again, like that, you're showing up protecting yourself, right? You don't put yourself back out there. You're not getting back out into relationships because you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to go through the pain that you have before. And I do want to do a part two because I don't want to just leave the reading like this without kind of giving you any advice.